Hello, Xander here from Campkins Cameras in Cambridge. We're here today to take a look at the newly announced Olympus OM-D E-M1X. Same classy packaging you expect from Olympus. Warranty card. 2 years warranty as standard with all Olympus cameras. Instructions. Wow, here we go. There's plenty in here, but I want to get hands on first. That feels really good. Obviously you've got your charger there. 2 chargers. Guessing it has 2 batteries. Cables for the chargers. Strap. There you go. 1 BLH1 battery. 2 BLH1 batteries. And USB-C cable. Well, first impressions, feels really good in the hand, in both orientations. And we've got still your twin dials. This time they're embedded in the body, falling nicely at your fingertips, which is great. And we have the addition of a thumb pad there, so you can select your focus points with that, I'm guessing. That's great. What else we got? This must be for the card slots. Yeah, and I believe these are both UHS 2, so super high speed, which is great for all the fast features, no doubt. We've got our battery compartment here, which will take the 2 BLH1 batteries. So you should get plenty of life out of that. Nice lock as well. The buttons themselves, I can see that the writing, the icons are engraved, so they should stand the test of time. Just noticed actually we've got another thumb pad on the portrait orientation grip as well, which is really good. So you've still got the full functionality that you had before, and in fact dedicated ISO and exposure compensation buttons just behind the shutter release and the front dial, so that's brilliant. We've got the function switch, which is carried over from earlier cameras, slightly smaller but still very easy to use. And I think as well, just going back to these compartments for the cards and the batteries, yeah, this is, you can see the rubber gasket here, so this brings it up to the IPX1 weatherproofing standards, so you're not going to get better than that on a camera. Fantastic. So looking at this, it would seem that this is a camera targeted at those who might want to shoot wildlife or sports, you know, high speed action stuff, where you really have got to catch those moments. Right, let's put some batteries in it and take a closer look at what else it can do. Right, let's take out this cartridge. So looking at this, pretty straightforward. Batteries go in contacts facing each other. So that's 1 and that's 2. Now, with these 2 BLH1 batteries, you can shoot over 2,000 shots, so that's pretty impressive. You can choose which battery that you're taking power from first. You've got indicators here to show which batteries are active. There's also an AC in port there, and a great new feature on this as well. Under here we've got the USB-C port, and you can charge the camera from the mains with a USB cable. You can also use a power bank up to 100 watts, so that's fantastic. Bearing in mind what this camera is designed for, as you know, a camera for the more extreme environments. Let's say you're out for a couple of days, trying to get those critical wildlife shots, you're not going to have the facility to access mains power. You're going to need to rely on portable power banks. This is going to be a game changer, I think, for people who want to both travel light, are going to be in extreme conditions, and need to be able to carry everything with them. Likewise, if you're a sports photographer and you're doing loads of high speed bursts, you've got plenty of power with these two batteries, and then with the facility to recharge from a power bank. That's brilliant. So to complement the extreme weather sealing and reflect the nature of the serious photographers this camera is aimed at, the shutter lifespan has been uprated to over 400,000 shots. So yeah, it's a real pros tool. Also, the camera has been developed to give us low light focusing ability of -6 EV. So again, that's a fantastic option, and something that Olympus users will be familiar with. The high res mode obviously is still here, but not only have you got the familiar high res mode for a tripod where you can capture an 80 megapixel RAW file or 50 megapixel JPEG file, there's now a handheld high res mode which allows you to capture an image, a high res image handheld, that's equivalent to a file from a 50 megapixel sensor. So that's pretty mind-blowing, really. Very impressive. So another new feature is pretty special, I think. This is the live ND mode. So let's just go into here in the menu system, go turn that on, and you can see here we have ND right from ND2 all the way up to ND32. So that's going to be fantastic for those long exposures in daylight. Really open up some of the creativity of this camera. And again, one of Olympus's innovation, the in-body image stabilization, has been taken to another level with this camera. With the 12-100 f4IS Pro lens, you've got synchronized IS up to 7.5 stops, which is fantastic. The IS in Olympus cameras has always made them both fantastic stills cameras, but also a great video tool. And speaking of video, again, there's improvements here. We've now got ultra high resolution cinema 4K. So not only the the ultimate in quality, but also making it much easier to edit and get professional results from an Olympus camera. Additionally, with this camera, Olympus have introduced log for the first time. It's the OM log 400. So for professional results, obviously that's going to allow videographers to grade their footage, protecting shadows and highlight detail. Also, we're getting 120 frames per second in full HD. So another fantastic tool for videographers. And autofocus, so building on the 121 point on sensor cross type phase detection, it's been improved at using deep learning, a form of AI, which helps the camera track unpredictable fast moving subjects. And the intelligent autofocus system also allows the camera to recognize different subjects and adjust the autofocus accordingly. So it can recognize cars in motorsport, or trains, or aeroplanes in flight. Incredible. Also, the OM-D E-M1X has a built-in GPS sensor, a manometer, a compass. These are collectively known as a field sensor. This means that you can get loads of location data on your images. So the camera itself weighs 849 grams body only. It's got in-body focus stacking, and that has gone up from 8 frames to 15 frames. It's basically the perfect camera to run alongside an EM1 Mark II. There is so much more to this camera, so many features. I can't possibly cover them all here, but you know, go online, find out when you can see one in the flesh for the first time, and get your hands on one. I'm really excited about this.